this is Tom from Metalheadz, and I'm here with Slaves to Gravity. How's it going, guys?
Good,
yeah,
great, thank you, fella.
Awesome. Okay, so for our listeners that don't know the band, can you give us like a brief history?
Yeah, man, we formed originally back in 2006, myself, Mark and Toshi, with another drummer called Jason, and that was kind of out the ashes of a couple of London-based bands that split up. We spent a bit of time in a dingy little studio writing some songs, went out on tour, playing some shitty gigs, gradually kind of built up a following, put a record out in, when was it?
2008.
2008, yeah, March time, called Scatter the Crow. Toured it a lot, and we made a new record that we're just finishing up, and we've got a brand new drummer also called Jason, who's making us sound way better than we ever have done before.
Also, last time I spoke to you, did an email interview. At that point, we were like just mixing the album. You didn't have a name release date. You sorted it out yet?
Well, the title is Underwater Outer Space, and we haven't got an official date yet, but it's going to be back in the summer into autumn. We think. The idea being we're going to put out a couple of singles prior to the album release to kind of help cement the band in people's minds a little bit.
Okay, so your first album, Scatter the Crow, was self-released on your own label. Are you going the same route this time?
No.
You shopping it around?
Yes.
Okay. Had any interest yet, or?
Yeah, we have. We've got a few people that we're talking to who are really interested in putting out.
So you got another new drummer. Last time we spoke, Gemma was in the band. What happened there?
It just didn't work out, man. Variety of reasons. She had a good audition, and never quite came good on the promise that she showed there, either with her playing or with her attitude. And we kind of got to the point where we sat her down to talk about a few different things and hoped that we could straighten it out. And she decided she didn't want to do it, so she walked. And we had the immense fortune of having Jace come on board and really ramp things up to a new level.
So Jace, I'll come over to you for this one. So how did you get to be in the band?
It's all friend of friends, really. I'm a friend with someone that works with the band and heard about the position, and from my point of view, it's what I really wanted to do. Something, build something and be with a band that was equal and had timeless, anthem songs, really.
Cool. So you selling okay?
Yeah, no, it's like we've been together for years. It's awesome.
So what's the effect of not having an immensely stable lineup? Because obviously changing drummers is going to change the dynamic of the band. So what sort of effect does that have?
I think certainly for the duration that Gemma was in the band, it was a very unsettling feeling. This is something that we've put years and years and years of our lives into, and it's one of those things that if this isn't well, then it affects every aspect of our lives. It's kind of at the centre of who we are as people. So if there's instability there, I think it spreads throughout our relationships with our families and all sorts. It has a big knock-on effect, and that was the case. It was what? Sorry.
Negative question. Sorry, it's really negative.
But now that since we've met Jace, it's been really awesome. I'm enjoying playing these new songs more than I ever have done, and I'm looking forward to the future more than I ever have done. So I think I'm in a really good headspace right now.
So did you go back and re-record any of the drum parts for the album? So Gemma laid those down, didn't she?
No, she didn't.
Did she not do
that?
No,
Jay, our original drummer, put those down.
Right.
By which point he'd already told us he was going to be leaving the band to be with his dad, who had a stroke, so but made it out, thank God. But he at the time we had the studio booked, it was literally 2 weeks, so we weren't really in a position to do anything else. So that was his parting shot, really. He did the drums for the record and then split.
Okay, cool. So you're a week into this tour with Black Spiders. How's it been going so far?
Really well. We get on really. They're really cool guys to tour with, and the gigs have been really cool as well so far. So we're having a blast.
Yeah. Any amusing stories that you can actually tell us about so far?
We nearly got killed in Carlisle.
Nearly got killed. That is an amusing story.
Yeah, I think we just ended up in the wrong territory, really. We just in the pub and someone didn't. Should we tell them the full story?
Well, Jason and I were having a private discussion at the bar. I won't go into what it was about, but
Yeah, the word sissy in it. And you can imagine what happened with 6 skinheads, chavs, stood at the bar, misheard us and saw we were having too much of a good time and
decided to ruin our night.
yeah.
But they're dead now, so it's okay.
Excellent. Good to know. So, are you playing much of the stuff off the first album on this tour, or mostly concentrating on the new stuff?
It's a bit of both. I think there's 3 songs off the first album. We weren't entirely sure how long we were going to be playing for, each night on this tour, and we planned a 45-minute set, which really has been just more like 35 minutes every night. So we've had to lose a couple of songs, which means we lose a little bit of some of the more dynamic material, perhaps. But we're still throwing a few oldies in for the fans, both of them.
It's been good to just get out there and just blow people's heads off with a short, concise set.
Yeah.
There's a bit of sort of foundation building to.
So, have you got any festivals lined up for this summer, or
Hopefully we're going to be doing some. I don't know exactly which ones yet.
any chance of doing download again, or?
Possibly, but I would say unlikely at this stage. Without having an album release, it's kind of difficult to get those kind of gigs. But we're working on it. I mean, we're pestering the shit out of everyone, hoping they'll throw that at us. But if it's not this year, it will definitely be next year. And at that point, I think the profile of the band will, all things going well, will be better and higher, and it will be a more worthwhile gig in a sense.
So you reckon the album's probably going to come out end of the summer stuff, or we're going to see a headlining tour then?
That's probably the idea, yeah. I mean, we're looking into doing all sorts of different things, really. Maybe doing some support slots with some big bands so we can play to a lot of people, and as well as doing our own headline stuff, and just whatever we can get, man. If there's a gig, we'll take it.
Awesome. So anything else you want to say to our listeners?
Singles out June the 21st.
21st.
Yeah, that's good advice. It's going to be a download only. You can get it through iTunes. There'll be links on our MySpace, Facebook pages, all that. Just keep in touch.
Well, thanks so much, chatting with you guys. Hope you have a good gig.
Thanks, Tom.
Tom.